하나, 둘, 셋.
Hello.
오늘은 제 남자친구 입장에서 들어보는 저희가 어떻게 만나게 됐는지를 한번 찍어보려고 해요. 그래서 큰조 씨의 마지막 편의 번외편입니다.
When we first met, I'd just broken up with my last girlfriend. Yeah, so I wasn't looking for anything serious or anything like that. I was just, I enjoy going on dates. I enjoy going out to dinner, things like that. So I was on Tinder. I didn't find the right type of people I was looking for. I downloaded Hinge just as like a, I don't know, just we'll see what happens type of thing.
You've never used Hinge before?
No. First thought the app was a scam. The whole thing just looked weird and felt weird, and
Because Tinder don't put many questions.
it kind of seemed like a job interview type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like,
But Hinge is worldwide app.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
You didn't know that?
No. I thought she wasn't real. I thought she was a scam, but she was really beautiful, so I still swiped. Like, the reason I thought she was a scam is because in Australia, we don't go to a photo studio. All the photo studios you guys have all throughout Korea, pretty much you can walk any direction and within 5 minutes you will find a photo booth. We don't have that in Australia. So for us to see people taking model photos and everything like that, it's typically a photo they got off the internet, because in Australia you don't take photos like that.
Australia people take dating app profile with fish or with friends at the party.
Yeah, you just take a selfie out doing stuff, or if you go clubbing, you and your mates, you're all sitting there like that type of stuff, and Instagram famous photos, but as your dating profile, and in Australia you don't typically get that. And she was very blunt with her messaging as well.
I don't use emoji
It wasn't even just she didn't use emojis. It's just, it was very short replies like, hey, how's your day going? What did you get up to today? It's been good. And I was like, so she's not interested. Cool. And
but when you asked me out, you said maybe we can hang out at mine or at yours. That's kind of like red flag. If someone say we can hang out at mine or yours, then I don't really go out. Yeah, because I want to see someone's effort.
You attract exactly what you allow. If you allow a man to be lazy and put in zero effort, he's going to be lazy and put in zero effort. You have to make us want to. You have to understand, it's not that we aren't capable of doing things. You need to control what you allow into your life.
Yeah.
Because she did. She pretty much straight up said to me, I don't go out with people that say, let's hang out at mine. And I had a decision to make. Was I like, okay, this is too much effort, go away? Or do I think she's intriguing enough that I want to try and pursue it? I was like, okay, well, how about we go out, dinner and a movie at South Bank or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember if you said yes originally.
I ignored your message. Yeah.
There we go. She ignored my message.
Yeah.
And asked her again and said, hey, are you still interested in going out? And she said, yes. Something very blunt. I said, okay, cool, how about this weekend? And she said no. And I was like, okay, well, what about Friday? No. Well, what about Sunday? No, I work weekends. Okay, are you able to tell me a day that works? I can do tonight.
Only tonight.
Only tonight. And I was like, I have work tomorrow. And she's like, well, I can only do tonight. I have work all weekend. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, Your Majesty. You have work on the weekend. I have work during the week.
But that's how usually I answer to guys. Because it's your responsibility. If you want to see me. If you want to see me.
This is something as well that guys need to remember about dating apps and things in general. Whatever. I don't care how attractive of a male you are. An attractive female will always have tens of thousands more messages than you do. Right?
I've never asked first. Because I don't have to.
There's more men looking for women than there are women looking for men. And
apparently, Tinder in Korea, 95% of users are men.
In Australia, it's something quite similar. It's like 70% and 30% or something. It's always like that though.
Yeah.
On anything, women don't have to make the effort if they don't want to. Men always do. However you feel about that's got nothing to do with me. It's basic facts. If you want something positive, you have to put effort in. I don't care whether you think it's fair. I don't care whether you like it or not. That's how the world works. I don't like things happening on the spot, but I like knowing what I'm doing. So when she said tonight, I was a bit flustered, but I wasn't gonna miss this opportunity.
Yeah.
So
if you didn't meet in the day, like I wouldn't respond to you. Okay.
And that's what I mean. And like I knew that. Like I could tell that was the vibe of the conversation. This was the only chance I was gonna have to meet her. So I was like, whatever happens, I'll go. My colleagues at work, when I was leaving in the afternoon, I was like, yeah, I'm going on a date tonight. This is the girl, and like. Few of them were like, yeah, she's beautiful, man, have a good night. The older ones, and then the younger ones, around my age, were like, that's a scam, dude. That's a scam, you're going to get robbed.
Because of my profile photo.
Yeah, like, because it looks like internet photos and stuff. She's very blunt, she can only see you tonight. This could actually be bad. Hope for the best, but always be prepared for the worst. I get in my car, and I start driving, and I just panic, and I call my best friend, and I say, hey, man, I'm going to see that girl tonight. If I call you or text you for any reason in the next 20 minutes, you drop everything and you come to this address. He was laughing at me, obviously. He thought I was overreacting, which I was. I get there, walks up to the car, opens the door, and the first thing she says to me is, you don't look the same. And I was like, excuse me? And she's like, no, I mean, like, you have a beard. I don't like beards. And I was like, well, I mean, I can shave it off. I didn't know you liked beards. And you're like, yeah, that'll be good. Okay, we're off to an awesome start here. I was like, okay, well, how about I just start driving and hopefully...
But when you started driving, I felt nervous. Because, like, I heard something hammers.
Yeah. I have a lot of tools and like car stuff in the back of my car, because I
you're
just
a car
didn't.
guy?
Yeah, I'm a car guy, and I just didn't take it out of the car. Like to me, it's like white noise. When you're driving around, you hear that stuff rattling. You don't know it's there. It's been in the car always. Like, but obviously, I don't think it sounds anywhat terrifying for someone that's never met me. I have a black like sports car, and it's loud and gives off a certain impression, I guess.
Yeah, so like your car is really loud, and there's only 2 seats, and in the background sounds was like
rattling.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking she's just making a mockery of me. She's sitting there worried that I am the fucking next Ted Bundy. And so it's really not off to a great start. And she turns to me and goes, how old are you? I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with dating apps, but one of the 3 things that is presented to you on the front page of someone's profile is their age. I was like, wow, she didn't even care, whatever. And she goes, oh, wow, you're young. Do you know how old I am? And I was like, yeah, I do. And you're like, okay. And then I said, look, if you don't like me, like, I can just drop you back. Like, we don't have to go out tonight. Like, I've got other things I can do. And she's like, no, I want to go out. And I was like, are you sure? Like, since I got here, you've told me that I don't look good, you don't like my face, and you're not happy with my age. And she's like, no. We can still go. And I was like, very, very confused, and just kept driving. We parked at the movie theatre, went inside, saw the movie time. So we decided to get dinner before we went and watched the movie. So we went next door to a sushi place. Over the course of eating sushi, like, that's where I found out she was a YouTuber, and that's where she found out what I did. The second we started finding out about each other on a more personal level, we instantly became interested in each other. I'm not saying like fell in love or anything. I don't believe in falling in love the moment you meet someone you know nothing about them. I think love develops as you understand who a person is, and then one day you realize this is the woman that I love and I'm going to spend the rest of my life. But in that moment, I was interested. And I'd never spoke to anyone that gave me the same feeling with conversation. It wasn't like we were talking about anything extreme or anything out there or anything overtly deep. It was just the way that she phrased everything and her opinions and her points of view. I don't know, turned a light on in my brain, and instantly I was like, okay, I need to know more about this woman. So anyway, we finished dinner. It became like a genuine, like, I would like to talk more, like I had fun with you at dinner. So we decided to go for a walk and talk. And I think we spent, like 2 hours?
Yeah.
Across the front of the Brisbane River where South Bank is. Just back and forth. Honestly, time just flew. I can't quite remember what we talked about. All I remember is the feeling that I had that night. And especially the feeling I had right at the end. And it was like sprinkling a little bit. So we went under this little hut thing. And we sat there, and again, I can't remember what we talked about when we sat under this hut, but it was really deep and really personal.
Yeah.
And
you know, what we were talking about was really personal of yours. So I felt like, oh, it's kind of red flag. You know, like I know now you don't really talk about yourself to stranger, like or to the people you first met, because like you know my personality. I'm like you, so I was like, how you can talk about yourself so deep to the person you first met?
Yeah, I can't open up about myself or how I feel or anything like that to anyone really. Like I struggle with my own family to talk about things. I have my like one best mate that like it doesn't matter what it is, I can talk to him about anything. And after talking with you for 2 hours, like I just felt so comfortable. Like I just felt at home. Part of the reason why I felt so comfortable was because I've never been able to communicate with someone in a way where they're not just listening, they're understanding everything that I have to say in the way that I'm meaning it. And I'm not sure if like a lot of you guys like analyze when you're speaking to people, but you know if someone understands what you're saying or if they're just listening to what you're saying. There is a massive difference. And anything that I talked about that meant a lot to me on a personal level, she understood in a way that I've never felt like that before. So I ended the night on a high. I was absolutely bubbling. I thought it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Even though like she didn't want me to drop her home, I was like, she is amazing. I've never met anything like her. I need to see her again. I need to know. So from the instant she left, I started thinking of like what date can I take her on to where like she'll want to go out with me again. Like I was like, I can't just be like, oh, let's just go to dinner or something. It has to be something like it has to be something fun and exciting. Oh, I just want to say, by the way, that I left that night really happy, thinking she got picked up by her friend. She got picked up by her boyfriend.
Not boyfriend. And you say you you don't want to talk about it. It wasn't boyfriend.
I know. I went home. I called my best friend, told him I didn't get murdered, and I went through all of the videos, all the BuzzFeed top 10 date idea lists. So if you like someone, you're going to do something. I don't buy the excuse of like, oh, other people are setting standards higher for me as an individual. No, that's not true. Other people got nothing to do with you. If you are threatened by other people doing something for their partner, that says more about you than it does the person trying to do something nice for their partner. But anyway, I just did like little research of what was on in Brisbane like for the next couple of weeks. I remembered that she had tattoos. One of the tattoos was this. And this is a Van Gogh painting, right? And it just so happened that there was a Van Gogh art exhibition happening in Brisbane. It was like a couple of weekends away, so, and she was going to Moreton Island, so we had a date at Mount Cootha, and the vibes were a little bit off. maybe she isn't as interested in me as like I thought she was, blah blah blah. I took her home after Mount Cootha, went back, and we didn't really talk much for a few days, and then I just decided, like, look, I went and bought the tickets for Van Gogh as sort of a way to convince myself that I'm still just going to ask anyway, because
So you already bought the ticket.
well, yeah. And I messaged her when she was at Morton. I was like, hey, like, I hope you're having a wonderful time at Morton. Just wondering if when you get back you wanted to go to this Van Gogh exhibition. She actually ended up responding. She said yes, and I got very excited. But after she said yes, I spent the next few days just waiting for new photos from Morton, so I'd be like, oh, look at her, oh, look at her, oh, look at her. This is what I was saying, I wanted to keep a surprise. I don't like art very much at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, like,
Even now,
yeah.
we still go to
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, we recently went to the Banksy thing. And don't get me wrong, like, I still have a great time, but that's not because I'm going to see art. It's because I'm with you. I don't care what it is. I enjoy us doing stuff together. And something that makes me very happy is her being happy. She loves art. And I think it's amazing the way she talks about art, the way she respects art. Personally, I don't get it. Like, there's art that sells for multi-millions of dollars and it's 3 lines on a page and it's called Barcode. What I like is reading about the artist, reading about what happened in their life, where they were at when they painted something. That's another way that I knew I really, really liked this girl, is because I'm the type of person, I won't fucking do something if I don't want to do it. And nobody can make me do something that I don't want to do. But I went out and bought tickets for a show that I never would have gone to for my own enjoyment ever if it wasn't for her.
We went to the painting class, but you don't like art. We went so many different art gallery, art exhibitions, and even in Korea.
I still enjoy going and seeing her face light up, and because when someone you love gets excited, there's not much of a better feeling. You just get to watch them be excited about something they care about. You know, like, it's awesome. They turn around to you all excited. They explain to you some stuff. We get there. And so I bought like a VIP package thing, and like we get like gifts and shirts and a bag and I don't know, free drinks and things like that. It was really nice. We got to walk around and I just basically got to hear her. When you get a person in a place that they're interested in or excited about, you get to find out a lot about that person. I really got to see how her brain worked and the way she thought about things and what she cares about and what's important to her. And being in that environment, I was so happy. Pretty much from that night forward, I was all in. I was certain that I needed to pursue this woman, and like nothing was going to stop that. I asked her if we could go out again, so I took her to Eat Street. It's like the food truck street. They have live music and it's along the water. It's really nice. She got to find out what types of food I really like. She got to show me like some Korean food. Because again, but you have to understand, before I met Sona, I've never really known anything about Korea, like, at all. And I know this may frustrate a few, but in Western society we are taught much more about Japan and Japanese history, the entirety of Asia. We don't really get taught that. It's not good, but I don't like Western education either. But anyway, it wasn't authentic and like largely Korean, but there was like a couple little like rice bowl-y things, and she was like, oh yeah, like this is Korean food, and I was like, oh wow, like I love Korean food, like I've had all that sort of stuff. And it was about December. I had my Christmas party for work. I'd been talking with her throughout the night while I was at my Christmas party, and we had plans to meet up afterwards. And I ended up at a place called Be Lucky and Sons. When I was with my workmates, I don't know what it was, but I was killing it on the little claw machines where it's like, and like I won a lot of my workmates all had kids. I think I won 9 toys or 10 toys out of the claw machine and gave everyone toys for their kids and stuff. So when Sona got there, I was feeling pretty confident that I could win her a soft toy. I won her a soft toy. Fucking no worries about that. Yeah, we had a really exciting night. Be Lucky and Sons, sorry, I probably should have explained. It's like a
I explained.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry. Go watch the previous video.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take her back somewhat close to her apartment and everything like that. So we're walking along the river, quite similar to what we were doing on our first date at South Bank. We weren't walking anywhere, we were just sort of going up and down the pier. I can't describe the feeling, but it was just, when we were there, I just knew that, like, wow, like, this isn't just attraction. Like, I really, really feel something strong for this girl. Like, I love her. I don't massively think love is something that exists very commonly. I think a lot of people lie to themselves about what love is and if someone loves them or if they love someone. So it was a big thing for me to sort of come to this realization that I am in love with this woman. It's something I can't escape. It was a difficult time for us because she was about to go to Korea and I also had personal issues going on at the moment, at the time, that made things very difficult for the both of us. I don't want anyone to think that it was easy and things just happen and life just is an easy flowing river. It's not ever how it goes. If you care enough and if the love is true enough, no matter what, you will make it work. Anything less than that, I'm sorry, what you thought it wasn't love. Alright? When we had our first date, we both knew the position we were in. I knew that she was leaving soon. And she also knew that, like, I wasn't looking for a relationship. And the biggest thing with me is I can't do long distance relationship. And it's been very difficult for us while she's been in Canada, don't get me wrong. Obviously, we've gotten better with that. But at the start, I was very nervous and I wasn't sure. And she wasn't sure either. I promised her that I was going to come to Korea and I would spend a month with her in Korea and she could show me around. And me coming to Korea was confirmation that, like, I want to be with you type of thing.
And also, when you came to Korea, it was our first anniversary.
Even though I wanted to go to Korea and show her that I was committed, I was still very scared, not know anything. I don't know the language. I don't know the culture. I don't know where I am. Honestly, I've heard the name Seoul like 3 times in my life. I knew one thing, and it was how much I loved her. I wasn't going to miss the opportunity to show her that I wanted to be with her because I truly did believe for the first time in my life that I had fallen in love. After a year of being with her, there was no one else that I wanted to talk to about anything exciting in my life. There was nothing else that could excite me as much as thinking about our future together. The trip was amazing. I met her parents and everything. They are beautiful people. For a month, neither of us had to go to work. Neither of us had to do anything. We got to talk a lot about the next year and about doing long distance and everything like that. And we, even though it was still difficult, we agreed that it was something that we both wanted to do. And so we agreed that we were going to see each other about every 3 months or so. And it's a weird feeling being away from the person you love for so long. And especially like after you've pretty much seen them every single day for a year.
We literally seeing each other for every day for a year.
Yeah.
First year.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that helped us get through long distance is not just communicating with each other, but not being worried to have difficult conversations, not being worried to ask difficult questions and talk about literally every aspect of a relationship, worries that you have, anything. If you have to keep any feeling, any emotion or any conversation a secret in long distance, it eats you up. And that's where everything goes bad. To be honest, we're at the end now. And I know it might sound weird, but if we could do it again, I would do it the exact same way because the long distance has made us so much stronger and appreciate the time that we have together so much more. Our time spent together now flies by so fast because every single moment we are trying to make the most of it. And I think it's something that's really, really special. Now we're in the stage of planning like our life together moving forward. I'm planning on learning Korean. Well, not planning, I am learning Korean. I'm planning on being fluent in Korean, hopefully either next year or the year after. And for us, that means the main goal for both of us is financial freedom. Do like a slideshow thing and be like, oh, when we went here, like, and we can even have photos from like the Korea trip and be like, oh, when we were here, like, it was so amazing, like, we got to do this. Like, but maybe that's something we can ask them. Like, hey guys, if you enjoy...
Okay, you can.
I hope that summarizes my side of things for you guys a little bit more. I understand my story was probably a bit all over the place, so thank you for bearing with me. But we obviously left out quite a lot of things like throughout our dating life and everything like that. So if you guys want to see it, perhaps we can do a video of
Big moments.
yeah,
of
big
our
moments
relationship.
and like big dates and places we went, both on the Korea trip and in Australia, or experiences we did that.
저희가 여행 갔던 거나 데이트에 대해서 또 얘기해보면 좋을 것 같아요. 만약에 여러분들이 좋다고 하시면. 이번 영상도 재밌게 봐주셨다면 구독?
가자.
No, you don't have to say. 네, I will say. You just do.
Okay.
이번 영상도 재밌게 봐주셨다면 구독, 좋아요, 댓글, 알람 설정까지 부탁드려요. 안녕.